Hello everybody, welcome back to SnowRunner. Thanks for tuning back in, hope you're all good. We are in Imandra, in the Voronggrad, towing the Tatra Phoenix. The Tatra Phoenix has got its engine on, so it's assisting. And we've got the 2 armoured cars required for the Price of Victory mission. And we are not far off where we left off. I've just got through some of the slower, icy, muddy bit, approaching the garage area where we will refuel, and then we're going to carry on down the kind of main road back to the airfield to deliver these 2 armoured vehicles. And then probably we'll bring the Grad and the Phoenix back up that same road and pick up the couple of pieces of cargo needed to do some road repairs on this side of the map. I maybe could have fitted this delivery in at the end of the last episode, but I was a little bit tight on time and I didn't want to leave myself in a trouble situation. So let's grab some fuel from this trailer. Fuel carrier into the Voronggrad, into the Phoenix. That'll do. The Azov can look after itself. Not using the Azov at the moment. It brought in some wooden planks for us, but it struggles a little bit on this map. And the Grad, although the Grad can't tow a trailer, it can tow a Tatra, which I'm treating as a powered trailer. There's the big, wide sideboard semi-trailer that we, in the last episode, I started thinking about using that to bring these 2 vehicles back. But the location of where these were and the fact that I needed a crane up in that location meant that the Grad is just a more suitable vehicle for that task. So my plans went slightly astray last time. So this episode, what's this? I think this is going to be episode 20, and the channel has hit 300 subscribers, which is just amazing. Thank you so much. It's so humbling and so nice to experience that. Those of you that have been in since the start will know that I started this channel because I wanted to learn about making videos, recording videos, editing videos, just generally the whole process of creating content is a thing I wanted to learn. I picked this game because it was a game and is a game that I really enjoy playing, and I wanted to start a new playthrough, and it seemed like an appropriate time to combine the 2 goals of a new playthrough on a game that I enjoyed with wanting to learn how to make videos. So yeah, I didn't necessarily expect that I'd do more than a dozen or so episodes, but of course the support from you guys and the subscriptions and the analytics numbers going up and the returning viewers, something like 4,000 unique viewers a month looking at my videos, which is just incredible. 300 subscribers, and I didn't mention that we actually hit 300 subscribers in the previous episode, and I didn't mention it then because it sat at 299 for a couple of days, and then it dropped to 298, and then it dropped to 297 because of course subscriptions come and go. But now I think today it's 308, 309. So it feels like it's got enough above 300 that hopefully I won't dip too much lower. So yeah, 300 subs, absolutely amazing, thank you. In terms of what subscriptions mean to the channel, obviously they mean a world to me. In terms of to the channel, the next goal really is at 500 I can have a community page, which is where I could post, not quite forum, but I could post updates and channel updates and things like that. So I'm starting to think a little bit about what I might do with that. I technically have a Twitter account linked to the channel, but all it is a Twitter bot that does a post whenever there's a new video. I'm not using it for anything beyond that, but you know, if I was sensible, maybe part of my learning experience is to get into the social media side of things and do Instagram, you know, screenshots of content as I'm doing it in as a kind of teaser ahead of the video when it comes out. Maybe I should get into doing some of that. But yeah, the next channel goal in terms of YouTube is at 500 subs, there will be a community page where I could post channel updates, such as if I'm unable to post a video on a certain day for a certain reason, I can explain why. And when I've had to do that in the past, I've had to resort to pinning a comment on my most recent video and hoping people see it, which of course they're not going to, because I don't, you know, as a YouTube viewer, I don't go looking at old videos for the comments to see what's going on, unless somebody completely disappears. I've had a couple of times where I've been watching a series that I've really enjoyed, and then the content creator has completely disappeared and the channel's just died without any explanation. And then obviously you know, if you're enjoying a series, you tend to worry about what's going on with that. So yeah, 300 subs. Thank you very much to each and every one of you. So appreciated. This is a really sticky area to get through, no matter what vehicle you're in. Although actually the Phoenix with the big wide trailer got through this easier than anything I've tried but so far. Will it push me? I'll leave it hooked up. Will it push me? Barely catching me up, but if it gets close enough to give me a nudge, that might be enough. Come on, give us a push. Give us a push. Nah. So I'm going to up the tail to there, maybe. Get the winch to pull me a little bit. Nope. So I'm just going to resort to these big old trees stuck in the snow up front. What I should have done at the garage, if I didn't have cargo on, I maybe would have done. I feel like changing these Vorongrad tyres to the variety that have a dual rear tyre. Is it UOD2s maybe? The chained dual option, because I feel like I was watching when I was editing the previous episode when the Grad got basically stuck in a shallow bit of river, and I couldn't understand why. And what it seemed to me when I was watching it on the video is that these single tire chains sometimes have a tendency, and they did it just then, to dig in and create a wheel rut that's then too deep for it to drive itself out of. So maybe dual tyres would overcome that. So I think really what I should have done is at the garage unloaded the armoured vehicle and put that on, giving it a try. Let's get this back into auto, try and get a little bit of speed up coming into dark. I'm going to slurp a little bit of fuel in, because I'm coming back this way anyway, so it's not like it's wasted. I'm going to slurp a bit of fuel in from this. Yeah, I might as well fill them both up. I'm coming back here, so if I have a surplus of fuel, I can always put it back in if I feel I've finished with these trucks for a bit. Sometimes it's better to leave it attached and pushing. Other times it's better just to hook a winch and go. I haven't put any thought into whether this is the best route to the airfield. It's the one that I've used before in the other direction, so I don't see why. There's no reason it won't work, but I haven't really finished scouting the middle of the map to see if there's a route that would have been better. And I'll need to do that before I think about doing long logs. I'm not entirely sure I want to bring long logs over the little concrete slab access path that we've been using. So yeah, I'll have to think a little bit more seriously about routes for the logging part of Imandra. A little bit of snow that'll slow me down. They should let me fix that power pole, shouldn't they? No. No, 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 no. Back her up. What did I do for this then? When I came in the other direction. Maybe these rocks don't look quite so aggressive from the other direction. No, it's just bellied on a rock. Little bit fiddly. A little bit fiddly to get over those rocks in that direction. I don't remember there being a problem at all in the other direction with several vehicles. Even the Azov got over that alright. And then let's see if the Tatra can get through in winch mode, or whether I need to get out and drive it. But the Tatra being an 8x8 is less likely to belly out. Yeah. Tatra just rolls over stuff like that a bit easier. That might have been a scenario where the Tatra in front would have made more sense. There's my loaf. Left and abandoned when after I got frustrated that I couldn't pick it up in the Azov. My failing, not the loaf's failing, but still, it can stay there until I'm ready for it. Oh, I just he just pushed it back on its wheels just by driving past it. That is kind of its signature move, isn't it? Pop back onto its wheels whenever. This is good ice out here, so you can kind of avoid the worst of the rocks by coming out onto the good ice. And then hug right so that we can, let's pull this in fairly tight and then turn left so that we've got a straight line ish at this crossing. I've not done this crossing in this direction either, so some of the terrain to get back on the road to the airfield might be a bit interesting. Shame it was dark, but yeah, we did it. So, when I brought these two through, and that road leads up to the waypoint, up to the watchtower. So I don't want to do that, but I might want to. When I did this last time, I came from this direction, basically went over these rocks to get down, but I don't know about coming back in the other direction for that, so I might play safe and follow the road around. It's a bit rocky here, might be a bit uncomfortable, and I think in this direction that's a more sensible play than trying to go cross country over the big rocks. And then I think, well, partly because it's just fun to mix things up, but I think because we've got a fairly rocky section, I think I'll switch and lead with the Tatra, because the Tatra, like I just said, an XN, the 8x8 wheel nature of the Tatra means it's less likely to belly out than the Grad on rocks, so therefore might be the better one for this specific bit of content. Might be the better one to be in front. So I've mentioned this before, the only reason that I use the Grad in front is it's got bigger wheels and therefore can ride over obstacles easier. But that isn't the case for crumbly, rocky roads, because like we just experienced, it does belly out on those big rocks. Maybe going out in the snow would be more sensible, but stick to the bit where we got power poles if we need them. But that rock there, the Grad would have bellied out on that, whereas now, even if it bellies out, it's got a Tatra with 8 wheels in contact with the ground, giving it a pull. So for that type of terrain, definitely I think the Phoenix in front is better. Scat the fence and a couple of trees out of the way. I'm not going all the way around. There we go. Price of victory. Engine off. Cargo. Deliver. Done. Engine off. Change vehicle. Grad. Cargo. Price of victory. Complete. That puts a green tick on the region as well. Both armored vehicles retrieved. It's a wonder that the cars were knocked out right here. We would have never recovered them otherwise. We're pretty lucky. Their crews not so much. Yeah, it's always the crew that pays the price, isn't it? Yeah. On that somber note, what's next? So we've got some scouting stuff to do still, definitely. Expedition-wise, let's have a quick recap if you don't mind. So this is a scouting one. Forgotten Civilization as part of the Kolsky administration. And then the Kola Expedition, this is the next big contract. Drive to the airplane wreck with a trailer. So, and this one, I believe, I have specifically got to bring this trailer. There's a trailer in the airfield here. You can see that behind me, just about in the dark there, with a waypoint on it. So I've got to specifically use that trailer and take it down there because the contract is locked. The second stage is locked after getting that. So I'm going to take that one down there basically. I was recommended that I use a metal detector, and I'm going to use it just because I've got it and it's part of the game and I want to use it, but I'm not actually convinced that it's necessary. And then I've got to deliver 3 pieces of cargo, which I've just been told in comments is 5 slots. And I think all 3 will fit onto that trailer. What I've got to work out is what I'm going to tow it with. So it's a big, substantial high saddle trailer. And I've also been told I need a large crane down there. So that is going to be a juicy contract to do, Star in the Sky. But that's not for now. It's accepted, but it's not for now. These 2 are logging, so that's long logs brought through. All 3 batches of long logs need to be brought through from Lake Cobb, so that's a significant undertaking. Probably would still use the same path, I think. I'm toying with the idea of whether or not there are other paths, but realistically, it's all gnarly, isn't it? So it probably will be the same path that we just done. Medium logs. All the way to the far corner, as far away from Lake Cobb as you can get, and you can only get 2 lots on this map near where the here we go, this logging camp down here. We can get in. Yeah, so the 6, it says there bracket 6, which means 3 each per load, so you can only get 2 loads, and I need 3 loads for the contract. So at least 1 lot has to come from Lake Cobb. I may as well bring 2 lots, I think, for that, and then another scouting one. So contract wise, it's basically the airplane recovery, 2 lots of logs, 2 lots of scouting, and then task wise, and we've got this as well. What's this one? Oh yeah, 1 lot of metal beams delivered. That's actually probably not too hard. Next time the grad's in that area, I could probably just do that. I don't think that's a difficult one. 4 minutes, but it's not massively dangerous, so I should be able to do it even if I don't get gold, but obviously I'm going to try and get gold. Yeah, so there's a contest to do, and then some of these are going to take some time, but what I'm going to do, I think, is drive back. So there's a scouting one. This is a road recovery, that's a vehicle recovery, this is a vehicle recovery, this is a trailer recovery, this is a road repair, and then another vehicle recovery. So yeah, it's a good mix of things to do there, including some scouting and some vehicle recoveries. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on magnitude of 5. I'm not sure if I do this, I might end up using that route then for the medium logs rather than the ice road, or at least mixing it up a little bit of variety. So that's 2 lots of fuel, and I can get those from the warehouse where we fueled up just now. And then Landslide in the Mountains is a cargo container from the same area and needs to be brought down to this landslide. Probably a job for the grad. So I think what I'm going to do is head back to this trailer store warehouse area with the same 2 vehicles that I've just done and get myself loaded up with the 2 slot cargo container and 2 pallets of fuel. And then we'll think about doing those 2 road repairs in this episode, if possible, if I can get them both done. And then I'll think about the logistics of the airplane wreck, and I've got to think about what large truck I would use to tow that. I want something substantial. Not sure what though. So I'll put these back in a more usual configuration of the grad in front for the return journey, I think. No particular reason. Slightly quieter engine to be sat in, maybe. Lights on, and we'll use the route that we used previously, which is down over the rocks. So not the road route we just did. Let's see how we do. But get back to the warehouse basically is the objective. And I'll probably time lapse this section depending on how it goes. Always wary of saying in advance that I'm going to time lapse it, because quite often when I say that, it goes horribly wrong and I have to end the time lapse and show you guys the gory details of me trying to do stupid things. I want this on a slightly smaller, tighter rope, but not too tight on this one, because you need a little bit of wiggle room when you're manoeuvring this piece. The Tatra stuck on a tree, but it managed to bully its way past. Right, here we are at the warehouse area, and that little time lapse was at the break of dawn, which has given me an excuse, or rather given editor Atley an excuse to use my favourite audio track from this region, which is the track that I've in my library is just called Dawn. The guitar work of that track I really enjoy. Editor will put that track over that time lapse as we came into Dawn. Turn that engine off. Come back in here so my crane's got access. I like the music generally in this game, and for those who don't know, you probably are aware if you play the game, some people play the game with the music off, but each region has its own music. It's generally guitar based, and this is a little bit more folky on this region, but that particular track, I really like the guitar work on it. Right, so what we want to load here onto the loading platform, please, is a cargo container. Let's just get that forward a little bit, and then we'll go crane mode on the Grad, and I'm going to put this cargo container into the Tatra. And I think the Tatra can do that delivery, because it gives me a chance to drive it on its own for a delivery and see how I like it. Doesn't have a crane in case it had a mishap. If it drops the cargo, I'll have to take the Grad to put it back on. But that's just the nature of things. Sabre. Saber Interactive. So this container from Saber Interactive has got a load of copies of the game that we're going to send down to fix the road up. Not normally that fussy, but there you go. And then out of the crane mode, cargo, fuel on the loading platform. We need 2, so let's just load them up onto the grad. Actually, no, we won't. Belay that order. I'll leave them on the loading platform for now and turn the grad's engine off. Because before doing that delivery, quite low on fuel again. Before doing that delivery, I may do the contest because the contest is real close. Pack this cargo. I need fuel as well. So that, yeah, the contest is just up there. So I may do that contest just to get it done while I'm in the area with the grad. But for now, so I think what I'm going to do for now is the task for Landslide in the mountains. So I'm going to bring the Tatra Phoenix around the road, past the nasty bit. I think past the nasty bit makes sense. Around the road down to here. This way. Follow this road down until I can get onto this ice. I think probably safer to find my way around the ice around here. Something like this. Obviously not exactly that line because I need to see the ice to know what's safe to navigate. And then across this icy bridge, which I feel is safe. Did that in the Tatarin. And then see about getting across maybe here up and do the delivery. I think that's the next thing that I'll do, and I'll just take the Phoenix on its own. So it's going to go solo. I'll top up with fuel at that fuel carrier that's out on the road. And then we'll go and try and get this delivery done. And it'd be nice to drive the Phoenix on camera. I've driven it when I went to pull the grad out of the sticky river, but I've not really done any deliveries with it on camera where I'm driving it. So that fuel carrier is basically empty, which is a little bit worrying. So I am in all-wheel drive. Yeah, it'd be nice to get some work done in this Phoenix on its own. It's a little bit slow to steer, so it oversteers quite a lot, in my hands at least. I'm going to be a bit sensitive on the steering. So for the airplane recovery, I need a big crane. At the moment, the only big crane I own is the American one, the red one. I think it's different. I don't think you can fit it to Russian trucks. So it might be that the Paystar 5600G, 5600 TS, is it? I've even forgot the bloody name of the thing. Yeah, basically, it might be that the Thirsty Girl gets an outing to go and do crane work for that particular mission, and fuel is obviously a challenge with the Thirsty Girl. That's why she's a Thirsty Girl. But it might be the best option. And I wiggle enough to get. Got nothing in front that I can hook to. And I can't quite get enough leverage from that one on the back to pull me forward. I don't think. Let's try it again. Big old rock right underneath my front axle. And then a big old rock right behind me. That my wheel can't quite bump over because it's these small wheels. I always have trouble on this little. This bit of rock is the worst, isn't it? This is the hardest part of terrain in the whole map, from what I can see. Just a little bit of movement. Come on. There we go. That's enough to get me onto the tree in front, which was just out of reach before. Should be okay to get over this end of the tree. Just bump all 4 axles over it. It's just about big enough to do that. And then down here onto the ice. The Tatarin's actually not far away. It's up on top of that hill in the little village. But if I did need a pull, I've got a Tatarin in the area as well. Right, so really I want to try and find a way. I don't know what it's like around that side. I want to find a way to the other side of this ice. I want to be on the inner part, so I think this little rocky bit makes the most sense. That's convenient. Thank you, devs. Ooh. Thing is, I like the speed of this truck, but at the same time I need to slow down on these big chunks of rock because they're just going to wreck my suspension, and I haven't got an awful lot of spare parts on this map. Just make sure I am doing the right thing here. I don't really fancy trying to go over this. I think I will just get rid of the points I've put in, and then I'm going to be hugging the inside of this ice around. Probably to there, and then we'll take it from there. Yeah, I was just making sure that there wasn't a trail that I could use to just go over that saddle, but I think the quickest and safest option is just to use the ice as a road. Stunning scenery, absolutely. I know I've gushed about this before, but I have to say that the Kola Peninsula in general is probably my favourite map in terms of the scenery and the terrain and the modelling and detailing and so on that's gone into it. I just think they've done a absolutely brilliant level design job on it. If I was playing this game when it was fresh and brand new and everybody else was excited about it and I hadn't come to it late, I wouldn't have been disappointed at all with this as a DLC, I don't think. Right, this looks like a little bit sus. I just gunned it then and relied on my 8 wheels to get me over. That's not going to work out. Not relying on your 8 wheels over that. That's a little bit wider then. I think I need to hug left a bit more on this bit. But again, my 8 wheels dragged me out of it, no problem. So far, so good. And then across this kind of icy bridge, there is an area over there where you can cross with a concrete slab. I've not even been to it to have a look at it in a scout yet. And it may be relevant for logging, I'm not sure. So I will have to have a look at that in the Tatooine at some point, probably. This looks worse than it is, I think, these gaps. I think a truck like this can get over this, no problem. Oh, that looks bad, doesn't it? I don't want to tip it over. I'm just a little bit nervous that that looks like a bit of a tip hazard. Somebody was a bit unlucky. Is that a logging trailer? It looks like a logging trailer, doesn't it? Yeah, it looks like a nice trailer as well. If I could pull that out and put some wheels on it, it'd save me 14 grand. Right, so is this wide enough for me to traverse? Is that wide enough? I think it probably is. A little bit dodgy. But I think it probably is just about. As long as there's no trap hidden in it. Okay, and then we got a little bit of running water, loose water here, and an ice slope up to where we need to fix. So this is now a test for our ice chains. Obviously you wouldn't be doing this in any vehicle that doesn't have decent chains and decent power. And I don't know whether fixing this road is actually useful, which is why I haven't really done it before. I don't know whether this is in any way a route that we would use to do logging or something. So it's one of the reasons for doing it now. Engine off. Cargo. 1 container full of Sabre Interactive gaming merchandise. Hope you enjoy it. Please fix the road. Now the boys can keep working. Yeah, right. Thank you. You're one of the good guys. Well, thank you for saying so. $5,600. Thank you for paying me. Nice money. Relatively easy mission, that. So let's just have a think about what that's done for the road. So I've got... I already know there's no way I would be bringing long logs across this icy mess. Question is, would I bring them to the airfield down here, and then try and traverse the snow and this piece of road that we've just done, and take the logs kind of around looping here. And the logging station is here, but we don't have to deliver long logs there. Don't know. I'll have to have a think about that. I'll have to have a think about the best way to do that. But Tatra Phoenix did a really good job there. That was not really any risk. That was fairly solid. There's just that one sticky bit of terrain, but it is a trap. It's deliberately suspicious on the dev's part to put something like that in there, I think. What I'm slightly worried about now is I said I would do the contest, but the grad is almost out of fuel. And there's only 9 litres left in the trailer. So the contest might have to wait. So I think what I'll do for now, I am a bit low on fuel, so this is a strong possibility that I'll need a fuel rescue here, is load up 2 pallets of fuel and go as far as I can towards the garage area, and then if I need fuel I'll have to get something to bring it to me. And get as far as I can towards fixing the other road, and then I'll have a little bit of a think about the best way to do. It's either logs, airplane or tasks. So let's quickly load up 2 pallets of fuel, and we'll get as far as we can towards taking this around to the garage. Store the crane, pack the cargo, and take as much fuel as I can out of this little trailer. There's only 9 litres. Try and get as far as I can. I am relieved that nobody has told me, you're being an idiot, there's a better way past this trap, because this feels like the sort of thing that there should be a better route to get past it, but the fact that nobody's telling me that there's a better route makes me feel a little bit better that I'm not missing something. This is the same situation. This grad does not do well in terrain that's already been chewed up, and it's got down, it'll ride over things relatively well, but once these tyres have dug in, yeah, bit of a problem. I don't really understand why, because I don't feel like it was like that in the early part of me driving it. Maybe I've just hit more challenging deaf snow and deaf mud type terrain. Let's get as far as we can before we run out of fuel. There's the garage, so hopefully I will make it to fuel. I can't go in and change my tyres now, but I really do want to. I'd have to unload the cargo temporarily and then go in and then come out and reload, which seems a bit wasteful. But I'm pretty sure I'm gonna put the dual tyres on the back of this and see if it makes a difference. Push on and get this one delivered. Rocks or mud, that's your choice here, isn't it? That's a deep bit of mud, I don't really want to go into it. Yeah, it's not doing too bad considering it fuel's quite a heavy cargo. Just trying to avoid the already churned up mud, because that's where it seems to struggle the most. Right, and instead of turning right as we have been doing, we carry on to the road blockage. I've never driven into that other base from the roadside. Handbrake on, engine off, cargo, unload, fuel, 1, 2. Magnitude of 5, task complete, $3,700. We couldn't have done it without you. The road is clear, thank you. You are most welcome. And then, if I choose to use it, that then, just select something else. That then gives a road around to the base, but I'm not sure that it's a better route than doing the ice, really, to be fair. Probably drive it once, at least, to compare it. But that's it. So today we finished Price of Victory and we've got the 2 road blockage tasks done, which is a pretty good place to leave the episode, I think. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you once again for all of the subscriptions. I'm absolutely made up at the 300 plus achievement. That's brilliant. I'll have a think about what to do for the next episode, episode 21. But in the meantime, thank you and goodbye.